Ladies and gentlemen, I want to read you a very important sentence or couple sentences from the latest Washington Post article. Quote, but Trump was not interested in a plea deal or a settlement after the DOJ offered him a settlement, and I talk about that in the segment prior to this one. Quote, but Trump was not interested after listening to other lawyers who urged a more pugilistic approach. So his attorney never approached prosecutors, 3 people briefed in the matter said. A special counsel was appointed months later. This is an article. Trump rejected lawyers' efforts to avoid classified document indictment. A special counsel was appointed months later after, and this is very important, a settlement was offered. The settlement, if you listen to MSNBC, had to do very likely with him not running again, which is the antithesis of democracy, the Constitution, our republic, decency, everything good in the world. You don't have to like Trump, but you can't tell him that, well, you'll be indicted and sent to prison unless you refuse to run again and deny 60 plus, 70 plus million Americans their choice for president. So what took place was they offered him a settlement before indicting him and trying desperately to send him to prison for the remainder of his life. Think about that for a second, and think about how weak the case must be, and the fact that Trump will never serve even 1 second in jail or prison, ever. Especially not for this or the New York indictment. There's no evidence that Trump did anything wrong. Nothing. He was, number one, he was a president with the power to declassify. He stated all the boxes, because they're obsessed with boxes now. Computer servers with top secret intel from Clinton for 4 years that could have been infiltrated by the entire world. No, that's just fine. But boxes from Office Depot, oh my God, the end of the world. It's Trump's boxes. They've been accusing him for 7 years of everything under the sun. Nothing has panned out. The indictment in New York was obviously a political stunt, but it's been criticized and ridiculed even by people on the left. So even if he's convicted, which there's a good chance he could be convicted because of a New York jury, because they despise him. The Florida jury, completely different story, but it's the same thing. They have nothing on Trump. The FEC didn't even find Trump. So they have nothing. The FEC actually fined Clinton and the DNC. And those are misdemeanors in New York, elevated to a felony because of an alleged federal crime. Hit subscribe right now to this channel. Right now, if you're not subscribed. But with this classified document nonsense, it's not nonsense. You shouldn't, if for example, you have private servers, and I think Hillary Clinton will be the 24 nominee for the Democratic Party. I can't imagine mashed potato brains, let's say, overpowering Clinton. But anyway, you have servers. Think about that if you're a highly educated, morally superior liberal Democrat who stumbles upon this channel and watches this. Computer servers. How on earth is it even possible to... You know how you could put classified data in boxes? Let Trump allegedly put classified data in boxes, and he told people to move the boxes. Clinton and her attorneys deleted 30,000+ emails. Nobody has ever seen the deleted emails or asked, well, gee, did you possibly delete any classified documents? A lot of the classified data within Clinton servers were retroactively classified also. They could have deleted a document that would have been retroactively classified had it not been deleted. Anyway, It's not even possible from a cybersecurity perspective to transfer top secret and classified data onto servers. But the Honorable James Comey couldn't find intent. By the way, watch the shorts on this channel, and you'll see a short of the Honorable James Comey saying, "Oh, no reasonable prosecutor will indict." How could you have servers for 4 years, secret, hidden servers that were connected to the U.S. government. The U.S. government had no knowledge of what was on those servers. Okay. And they're worried about boxes. So the double standard is unbelievable, but we know that there's a double standard. The point is, they don't have a case on Trump. They offered him a settlement. This wasn't a big national security issue. Where's the evidence that somebody broke into Mar-a-Lago, made photocopies of the documents, and are now using it against the United States? You think maybe there's a little bit more of a likelihood that servers for 4 years were possibly infiltrated? Gee, just maybe. But anyway, the point is, they offered him a settlement. According to the Washington Post, they offered a special counsel was appointed months later. The special counsel Smith already lost this case. They appointed a special counsel because Trump he completely rejected the settlement. What does that tell you, ladies and gentlemen, in the comments section? What does that tell you? Okay? And the settlement was almost certainly, hey, don't run. Which is really hilarious too. They're not even pretending anymore. This has never been about the rule of law. You don't have to like Trump. I'm not fond of Biden, okay? You look at this country and where it's going now in terms of foreign policy, and we're heading into a recession, but it's like, it's a complete train wreck. But media loves it. Oh my God. There's no meltdown. We had record low poverty with Trump. I started my life politically on the left. My whole life I was a liberal Democrat and then progressive and on the left. The entire basis for being on a Democrat is you want to help people who, are stuck in poverty. And we had record low poverty with Trump. We had record highs in household median income. We don't have that with Biden. We didn't have that with President Obama. We had it with Trump. Every demographic group reached its lowest poverty on record. They say, well, unemployment's low for this group or that group with Biden. Real wages are down. Poverty has increased for every group. So yeah, unemployment could be low, but poverty has increased. This is not a difficult concept to understand. We were far better off with Trump. What did this man do to you? Wonderful, highly educated, morally superior liberal Democrat, that you would level the United States government, tell him he's going to be indicted unless he accepts a settlement that almost certainly has him not running again. Who does that? And then he's called the authoritarian. You couldn't get more vicious. I've been disowned by 10 friends just because I voted Trump. You couldn't, and I'm not talking about those people. I'm talking about just online Democrats in general. You couldn't get, for the people who obsess over Trump, more vicious, vile, venomous people who just look at Trump. They get this Pavlovian response. They can't stand him. But we had record low poverty. But they don't care about record low poverty. So at the end of the day, it's really not about an alleged value system. Record low poverty, first president to step foot in North Korea, bringing home Americans from never-ending military conflict in 2 theaters of conflict. It's not about that. It's about media and falling in line and groupthink and consensus and, think about the life of a wonderful, morally superior, highly educated liberal Democrat. They would lose all their friends. Okay? They'd be ostracized. And they, too, ostracize people who vote Trump within their inner circle. It's almost basically a cult. So, obviously, they're not even pretending. They're like, oh, Trump, we're going to indict you. But, here's a settlement deal, plea deal. You don't have to be indicted. You know what you can do. You just don't run again. But they don't have a case. Special counsel already lost the case. The fact they offered him a settlement says everything. Give me your thoughts below. Hit subscribe.